Well, given the fact that the Pope is in town on Sunday, October 4th, we're going to be having a special adult forum. Adult forum takes place between 10:10 and 10:50 on Sunday mornings in the fellowship hall between the two services. And at that special adult forum on October 4th, we're going to be looking at Pope Francis's Ignatian spirituality. What I mean by Ignatian spirituality is that he is a member of the Society of Jesus. He is a Jesuit. Society of Jesus is why the Jesuits have the letters S.J. after their names. And I think there's something about the current Pope's Ignatian spirituality that helps us to understand why it is that he is so different than what history has seen in past popes. This Pope has been really touching a lot of lives and has become a global leader. And I think his Ignatian spirituality has a lot to do with that. We'll look at why Ignatian spirituality lets this Pope stand up to the institutional religionists, and why this current Pope has such a heart for the poor, and why this current Pope finds such courage in living out the gospel in such a humble and simple way. All those characteristics, all those qualities, I think, can be traced to his deeply rooted Ignatian spirituality. I hope you'll join us Sunday, October 4th, as we take a deeper look at that. Well, I have had the good fortune of having a Ignatian spiritual director, a Jesuit priest, as my own spiritual director, with whom I meet about monthly, for all 20 years of my ordained ministry. It's been different Jesuit priests over the years, and I've also had the good fortune to go on several Ignatian-style retreats, several 3-day retreats, a 5-day retreat, 8-day retreat, and even a 14-day silent retreat in doing the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius Loyola. And so Ignatian spirituality is deeply rooted in my own spirituality as I try to learn from someone who, even though he was writing a lot of these things in the 1550s, was so far ahead of his time and such a brilliant mind into what makes the human heart tick and how it is that we can find God in all things, which is really the essence of Ignatian spirituality. Well, there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of excitement in town as the Pope comes here, and people are conscious, they're aware. You know, Time magazine and Newsweek magazine would always run something about Jesus a few weeks before Christmas every year, just because the general culture is focused at that time on spiritual matters. And I think the Pope here in the middle of September is doing that kind of thing too. He's drawing a lot of attention to religion. He's drawing a lot of attention to what Christians can do to make the world a better place and how we can live out the gospel and not just talk about the gospel. As a matter of fact, the other day he said something quite remarkable, which is that we should be dedicated to serving people and not serving ideas. And that's a pretty radical thing to say for a church that's too often wrapped up in proper thinking or proper doctrine instead of just being good news in the world.